This is Savage WMMAFan Podcast, episode number 1. Let's go. UFC 254 on Yas Island, Fight Island. Nurmagomedov versus Justin Gaethje for the lightweight crown. I have a few thoughts on this fight, this main event, but let's start off with Lauren Robo Murphy versus Lilia Shakirova, the newcomer. I'm just going to be honest with you folks. If Lauren Murphy loses this fucking fight, I'm telling you, I'm going to clown so fucking hard. I'm going to do shit and say like, hey, I think Shakirova should call out Valentina and she should be a title contender. Like, I'm going to make so many jokes and fucking memes. I'm just going to come up with shit. I ain't even done a meme before, but I'm just going to make up one and just post it all over social media. You know what I'm saying? Like, Lauren Murphy, for all her faults and flaws and her delusions, is a much better striker than Lilia. She should be able to outstrike her. If anything, if she can keep it on the feet, she should be able to knock her ass the fuck out. I'm just being honest with you. Listen, Lauren Murphy doesn't have a great ground game, but her takedown offense is decent, you know? So I think Lauren Murphy should be able to handle this. You know, for all the talking and whining that she's been doing all week about what she deserves. And all she deserves is a top contending ass whooping by Jessica Andrade or fucking Valentina Shevchenko. That's all she really deserves, though. But I think she's going to get out of here with a win. But hey, you look, MMA math don't work, so we'll see what happens, okay? We also have Miranda Maverick versus Liana Jojua. Now, let me say something. I didn't really know a lot about either of these fighters. I definitely heard of Miranda Maverick, and I've seen her in spots. I've also seen Jojua in spots. But I'm very new. I'm very new to her. Shout out to No Filter MMA. He actually kind of put me and some other fellas up on her. Jojua is very strong on the ground. Very good jiu-jitsu skills, and you got to even be careful against her against the cage, because I seen her take a girl. You know, the girl lands on top. Next thing you know, she didn't hook that damn arm, and next thing you know, she getting armbarred to death. So she's very good on the ground, strong jiu-jitsu specialist. But Miranda Maverick's all-around game is kind of tough. I mean, she got some decent striking, and you know, and she can armbar you. She can submit you too. So at first, this kind of was like a 50-50 pick to me. But now that I look at this, to be honest with you, I'm going to go 60-40 Maverick, and here's why. I think Maverick's size is going to give Jojua some trouble. In Liana's fight against Cheesecake Morris, I mean, she was getting bodied. I mean, Sarah was putting the cheesecake wig on her. You know what I'm saying? Like, she just got completely outstruck in that fight. She got bodied, and I think she lost by ground and pound. And the whole reason I'm bringing up that fight is, while she's dangerous on the ground, and you have to beware of the submission threat, I honestly think at the end of the fucking day, I think Miranda's all-around game may be a little too much for Liana Jojua. But it's going to be an interesting fight. Very interesting fight. Now, quickly, I want to go over the main event, Khabib Nurmagomedov, the reigning undefeated champ, against Justin Gaethje. You know, for all the talk about Justin Gaethje having a legitimate shot in this fucking fight, which he does. I mean, he's a very talented fighter. I just don't think he's ever seen anything like Khabib. Khabib is just such a beast. The more I see Khabib fight, the more I respect this man and what he's able to do. Now, he had a tough cut, and some people think that might factor in, but who knows? Man, that weight cutting shit, who wants to talk about that, right? But if Justin Gaethje can somehow keep this standing or not stay on the ground for long, if he can somehow get back up or not get put up against the fence, I mean, Khabib standing is good. It's very good, especially for what he does. But if this remains a standing fight, he has absolutely no chance. Justin is going to spark him. Justin is going to throw nice right crosses, overhand lefts, counters, kicks to the body, to the legs. So I think it's going to be a good fight. But to be honest with you, I'm still going with Khabib. If history has shown that nobody can really handle his grappling, and just in wrestling, while it's Olympic level, he's never been tested like this. So I'm going to go 65-35. I think Justin Gaethje definitely has more than a puncher's chances in this fight. But I got to go with the ego on this one. So 29-0 for Khabib. But we'll see. And this is something that I got to sit here and discuss for a little bit because shout out to Coach Kayla Harrison. There was a commenter, I don't remember the person's name, in his comment section of one of his videos, and he was discussing this whole thing about the double champ situation, about how the UFC really needs to stop this double champ thing, right? And you know, and I really talked back and forth through the comment section with this person because I agree. I think it really does need to stop. I think the era of the double champ in the UFC needs to end. And here's why. You clog up two fucking divisions with one champ. And what happens is, see, they're making that money. And the reason that people in the UFC, as a lot of MMA journalists have covered, and rightfully so, they're absolutely right about this. It's less than 20% of the total revenue that the fighters make every year, right? And that doesn't change. It never changes, right? And which is a deeper issue, but getting to the point, the longer you hold on to that belt, there's certain incentives you get. And one of the biggest incentives you get is more money. You know, you're going to get more money with a belt than somebody who don't got a fucking belt. You feel me? So fighters like Amanda Nunes, the reason she going to hold on to both of those belts and not relinquish one of them, because as long as she's making extra money, she going to hold on to the belt, and they're not going to force her. So as long as you don't force them to get rid of the belt, then, man, even though that division 145 is just a ghost town anyway, but you know what I'm trying to say, like, when Conor did it, and then fucking Cejudo did it, and you ruin the progression of your divisions. So this is why they need to get rid of it. If you want to move up and you relinquish the belt. You do what motherfucking John Jones did. You let go of the belt and then you move up or you move down. But you gotta stop this holding on to the belt shit because it's bad. It's bad for business and it's bad for your prospects because people go into a division and they got everybody fighting the same champ. It's ridiculous. At a certain point, it starts killing the suspense. And I know motherfuckers are like, well, if they had stronger people in the division, then you could do more. But yeah, but each division should highlight certain talents. You know what I'm saying? And this is not like boxing. In boxing, there's so many fucking belts and so many weight classes that there's room. But if you don't have a lot of weight classes, how the fuck are you gonna get away with having 2 or 3 double champs across all of your fucking divisions? It's crazy. So, in my opinion, next year they should create a motherfucking rule to say, hey, if you win an extra belt, you either got to defend it very often, which I still don't want to see that anymore, or you got to let it go. It's just a one-time thing. And in my opinion, that shit should only happen every 10 or 15 years. Should you be able to do like the shit with Amanda Nunes and Chris Cyborg? That should have only happened like one time. There shouldn't have been nothing else going on there. It's bad. It's bad. We can talk more about it later, but that shit really, really irks me. Really fucking irks me. And what else do I want to get into? Oh, yeah. Shout out to Coach again, because he inspired this. He don't know he did. But I talked to him behind the scenes to give him the details. So I came up with this list I like to call the WMMA 125 Women of Eyes. So we have Roxanne Modafferi as a scarecrow because she ain't got no fucking brains, right? I mean, she's made the stupidest decision in the history of mixed martial arts, which is beating a phenom fighter, beating the champ's sister, and then calling out Lauren Murphy. It's just the dumbest thing ever, right? Instead of calling out Valentina Shevchenko, right? So she's the scarecrow because she ain't got no fucking brains. Then you got Lauren Murphy. Lauren Murphy is the 10 woman. You know, you got the 10 man. She's the 10 woman because she ain't got no fucking heart. And all she does is whine. And then when people like Jessica Andrade come through and take the keys to the title, then she want to whine and bitch. So that's the 10 woman. Then we have the cowardly lion, JoJo Calderwood, who has a fight to the title. She didn't even have to do nothing. They just gave her a title shot. And she decides, I can't wait. I need to make some money now. I need to do it right now. So she risked it by fighting Jennifer Maia and then gets fucking armbarred by Jennifer Maia. So to me, I just take it as you were a coward. That's why you didn't fight Valentina and just wait. So to me, an excuse is just that. A fucking excuse. This is what you get for hanging out with motherfuckers like Roxanne Modafferi. And finally, we got a 2-for-1. The Wizard is represented by Jessica I and Andrea Lee. Why do you ask? Simple. They're liars. That's what the Wizard was in the eyes. He was a fucking liar. So, you know, you got one lying about the status of their relationship and whether or not their husband was racist and that they cared, and then called people racist, not racist, but sensitive mofos. And then because people wanted an answer about why you're dealing with somebody who has a reputation for hating a whole race of people and making excuses for them, right? And then you also have Jessica I, who lies on the sides of her gluteus maximus. Jessica I has a flat booty. I don't know if you remember that song back in the day that Too Short made. It was called Invasion of the Flat Booty Women, okay? At the end of the fucking day, she has no ass at all. And she also has this false understanding of black people. She think that she's the type of person that she doesn't have to be jealous of a big black man. Well, ain't no black man jealous of your flat booty, foot face ass Jessica I. So the Wizard is the two liars, Andrea KKK Lee and Jessica I. All right. And I have to talk about this before we go. Hype Job Harrison. Oh boy. So apparently, she's suing PFL, that place that she made all her money and shit at, because they haven't been fighting. Really? How many organizations have been fighting, Kayla? How many have been fighting? We're in the middle of a fucking pandemic. What are you doing? So, what I want to talk about, because I don't care about that, is I'm wondering where she's going to end up. She's not going to the UFC, ladies and gentlemen. She's not going to make 145. I don't think she's going to risk it. I don't care how much she talk. I don't think she has the body type for the UFC 145-pound division. And her next best option is Bellator. But here's the problem. What's at Bellator? Cyborg Nation. I would love to see Kayla Harrison at Bellator. I would love to see her in there with Chris Cyborg, because she can finally get destroyed. You know what it'll be like? It'll be like Ronda Rousey's sacrifice for Chris Cyborg never getting a chance to destroy Ronda Rousey. I would love to see it. I would love to fucking see it, but who knows? Who knows what Kayla's going to do, But look, I want to end today's episode with something I'm going to do every single week, okay? It's called the Savage of the Week, all right? Every week we pick a specific person. It doesn't have to be a fighter. More times than not, it's going to be a fighter associated with the world of MMA, WMMA. And this week's fighter is, and who else could it be? It's fucking Jessica Andrade. Jessica Andrade completely decapitated Caitlin Shakirova. I mean, she hit her with a body shot that made her do a Michael Jackson spin and a motherfucking James Brown wail. Like, hey! I'm telling you, she fucked her up. So, Jessica Andrade is the Savage of the Week. This is Savage WMMA fan. It's a little rough take, but we got through it. Let me know what you think about it. I'm even open to some suggestions, but we're going to try to do this every Friday. I'm trying to determine whether I want to do it around 6 p.m. or 8 p.m., but I had to get this one out kind of late. But hey, we got through it, right? See you next time on the Savage WMMA Fan Podcast, the realest and rawest WMMA podcast on the planet. I'm out.